Your iPhone has at least 10 settings right now that could be exposing more information than you realize. Some reveal where you spend your time, some expose information on your lock screen, and some allow apps to access things they probably don't need. The scary part is that most people never check them. Apple doesn't exactly hide these settings, but they're buried deep enough that millions of users never find them. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 10 hidden iPhone settings that can dramatically improve your privacy and security. And we're starting with the one that knows more about your daily life than most people would be comfortable with. Buried inside your iPhone is a feature that's been quietly learning your routine for years. It's called significant locations. And if it's enabled, your iPhone may know where you live, where you work, where you exercise, where you shop, and even places you've only visited a few times. Apple says this information is encrypted and used to improve services like maps and photos. But many users have no idea this feature even exists. To find it, open Settings, tap Privacy and Security, then Location Services. Scroll all the way down and tap System Services, then tap Significant Locations. You'll likely be asked to authenticate with Face ID or your passcode. Inside, you'll see a history of places your iPhone considers important. If someone gains access to your phone or your Apple account, this information could reveal a surprisingly detailed picture of your daily life. If you don't want your iPhone keeping track of these places, you can clear the history and turn the feature off entirely. Here's a simple setting that can expose more information than most people realize. By default, your iPhone may display the contents of messages, emails, and verification codes directly on the lock screen. That means anyone who picks up your phone can potentially read sensitive information without unlocking it. This becomes especially dangerous when two-factor authentication codes arrive through text messages. To change this, go to Settings, then Notifications, then Show Previews. Set it to When Unlocked. Now your notifications will still appear, but their contents remain hidden until you authenticate with Face ID or your passcode. It's a small change that can dramatically improve your privacy. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked privacy risks on the iPhone: your camera and microphone. Many apps ask for access the first time you install them. Most people tap Allow and never think about it again. The problem is that some of those apps may still have access months or even years later, and in many cases they don't actually need it anymore. Think about it. Does that random game really need access to your microphone? Does that flashlight app need access to your camera? Probably not. To check, open Settings and go to Privacy and Security. First, tap Microphone. You'll see a list of every app that currently has permission to use your microphone. Take a careful look through the list. If you see anything that doesn't obviously need microphone access, turn it off. Next, go back and tap Camera. Just like before, you'll see every app that currently has permission to use your camera. Review each one carefully. Remember, every permission you grant is another potential privacy risk. The fewer apps that have access to your camera and microphone, the better. This only takes a minute, but it's one of the easiest ways to reduce unnecessary access to your most sensitive information. Once you've cleaned up both lists, your iPhone becomes significantly more private and much harder to abuse through excessive app permissions. Now we're moving beyond basic privacy settings and into something much more serious. This is called lockdown mode. Most iPhone users will never need it, but if you believe someone is specifically targeting you with sophisticated attacks, this is Apple's emergency defense system. Lockdown mode was designed for journalists, activists, business executives, government officials, and anyone who may be at risk of advanced spyware attacks. When enabled, your iPhone dramatically reduces its attack surface. Certain message attachments are blocked. Some link previews stop working. Unknown FaceTime calls can be restricted, and several features that hackers commonly abuse become much harder to exploit. The goal is simple: Reduce every possible entry point an attacker could use to compromise your device. To find it, open Settings. Go to Privacy and Security. Scroll all the way to the bottom, then tap Lockdown Mode. Apple will explain exactly what changes before you enable it. For most people, lockdown mode is probably unnecessary. But if you ever suspect that someone is specifically targeting you, this setting could become one of the most powerful security tools on your iPhone. It's not designed for convenience. It's designed for survival, and that's exactly why it exists. This next setting might be one of the most powerful privacy tools Apple has ever added to the iPhone. And yet most people have never used it. It's called Safety Check. Think of it as a panic button for your digital life. Over the years, you've probably shared access to things without even realizing it. Your location, your photos, your contacts. Maybe you shared your location with a friend months ago. Maybe you gave an app access to personal information and forgot about it. Maybe an old device is still connected to your account. Safety Check lets you see all of it in one place. And more importantly, it lets you remove that access instantly. To find it, open Settings. Go to Privacy and Security. Then tap Safety Check. Inside, you'll find two powerful options: Emergency Reset and Manage Sharing and Access. Emergency Reset immediately removes access for every person and app connected to your account. Manage Sharing and Access lets you review everything individually and decide what stays and what goes. If you've ever shared your location with someone you no longer trust, this is where you take that control back. If you've ever wondered which apps can still access your data, this is where you find out. Most people never check these permissions. And that's exactly why Safety Check exists, because privacy isn't just about hackers. Sometimes it's about knowing exactly who has access to your digital life. Now let's talk about something most people agree to without ever reading. Tracking. Every time you install a new app, you've probably seen a pop-up asking whether the app can track your activity across other apps and websites. Most people tap Allow without thinking. But that one tap can give companies a surprisingly detailed picture of your online behavior. What websites you visit, what products you look at, what apps you use, and in some cases, even what you're interested in buying. This information is often used to build advertising profiles that follow you across the internet. That's why Apple introduced App Tracking Transparency, to give users a choice. To check your settings, open Settings. Go to Privacy and Security. Then tap Tracking. Inside, you'll see a list of apps that have requested permission to track your activity. You may be surprised by how many are there. Take a few moments to review the list. If you don't recognize an app or you don't see a good reason for it to track you, turn that permission off. And at the top of the page, you'll see an option called Allow Apps to Request to Track. If you disable that switch, new apps won't even be allowed to ask for tracking permission in the first place. The result? Less tracking, fewer advertising profiles, and more control over how your information is collected and used. You don't have to give every company a front row seat to your digital life. And with this setting, you don't have to. This next one isn't hidden inside your settings, but it may be one of the most important security decisions you'll ever make. Two-factor authentication. Most people receive their verification codes through text messages, and that's exactly what attackers are counting on. There's a scam called SIM swapping. It happens when a criminal convinces your mobile carrier to transfer your phone number to a SIM card they control. The moment that happens, your text messages stop coming to your phone and start going to theirs. That means verification codes, password reset links, and in some cases, access to your most important accounts. The safer option is to use an authenticator app. Instead of receiving codes through text messages, the codes are generated directly on your device. No phone number required, no SIM card involved, and no text messages for attackers to intercept. Many services support authenticator apps today, and Apple's Passwords app can even generate verification codes for supported accounts. If you're still relying on SMS for two-factor authentication, consider switching whenever possible. It's one of the simplest upgrades you can make to dramatically improve your account security. Now let's talk about a feature that has already helped expose real stalking cases. AirTags were designed to help people find lost items, keys, bags, luggage. But like any technology, they can also be abused. There have been multiple cases where people discovered an unknown AirTag moving with them for days without their knowledge. Imagine leaving work, driving home, going to the gym, and all that time, someone else knows exactly where you are. That's why Apple built a safety feature directly into the iPhone. It's called Item Safety Alerts. When enabled, your iPhone can detect an unknown AirTag or find my device traveling with you over time. If it notices something suspicious, you'll receive a warning, and in some cases, you'll even be able to make the AirTag play a sound to help locate it. To check the feature, open Settings, then Find My. Then make sure Item Safety Alerts is turned on. This isn't a setting most people think about until they need it. And when that day comes, you'll be glad it's already enabled. Let's move to a setting most people never notice because it's buried near the bottom of the passcode menu. Erase data. When enabled, your iPhone will automatically erase itself after 10 failed passcode attempts. At first, that sounds extreme, but think about what happens if your phone is lost or stolen. A thief now has physical access to your device, your messages, your photos, your saved passwords, and potentially access to some of your most important accounts. Apple limits passcode attempts, but this setting adds an extra layer of protection. If someone keeps guessing and reaches 10 failed attempts, the iPhone wipes itself automatically. For most people, this setting only makes sense if they have regular iCloud backups enabled, because if the phone ever erases itself, you'll want a way to restore your data. To find it, open Settings, go to Face ID and Passcode, scroll all the way to the bottom, then enable Erase Data. It's a simple setting, but if your device ever falls into the wrong hands, it could be the difference between losing a phone and losing your entire digital life. The final setting isn't about someone stealing your phone. It's about companies quietly collecting information every time you open an email. Most people don't realize that many marketing emails contain invisible tracking pixels. They're tiny pieces of code designed to tell the sender when you open the email, where you opened it, and sometimes even the device you're using. Apple introduced a feature called Mail Privacy Protection to stop that. When enabled, Apple loads email content through its own servers and hides your IP address. That makes it much harder for advertisers and data brokers to build a profile around your behavior. To enable it, open Settings, then Mail, then Privacy Protection, and turn on Protect Mail Activity. While you're there, there's another feature worth using. Hide My Email. Instead of giving websites your real email address, Apple can generate a random forwarding address. Messages still reach your inbox, but the website never learns your actual email. If that company suffers a data breach, your real address stays protected. It's a simple privacy upgrade. But together, Mail Privacy Protection and Hide My Email can dramatically reduce how much information companies collect about you every day. Most people will never check these settings. And that's exactly why they're dangerous, because the biggest security risks are usually the ones you don't see. Right now, your iPhone probably contains your photos, your messages, your passwords, your location history, and access to some of your most important accounts. The good news is that securing it doesn't require expensive software or advanced technical skills, just a few minutes and the right settings. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people. If you found this useful, subscribe for more cybersecurity and privacy guides. And if there's another security topic you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. Stay safe, stay private, and I'll see you in the next one.